We're live. We're live on YouTube and Facebook.
And on Instagram-a-rama.
We're live on Instagram-a-rama. Whew. Hope everybody's doing dandy.
My hair smells good.
This one pretty good. We got some new shampoo. Native is the brand. Native. All right, so we're going to start off with a discussion on the different types of fats. We had a schedule? No, right on time. Surprise, we're right on time.
I forgot to even look at the time.
Yeah. Anyways, we're all probably somewhat familiar with the different types of fats. We've got saturated fat. We've got unsaturated fat, basically. You distill that down even further, you've got saturated fat, which is solid at room temperature. You've got unsaturated fat, which is liquid at room temperature. You even have some types of unsaturated fat that are liquid when chilled, like in a refrigerator. Those we'll talk about in a little bit. So let's break that down even further. Everybody's got a slightly different understanding as to how the different types of fats operate in the body. Basically, when you look at what a fat molecule is, it is a carbon bond to a hydrogen bond. When you have a saturated fat, you've got varying lengths of how long those carbon hydrogen bonds are. Those basically form this. I wish I had a whiteboard, I would draw a picture. But it's basically carbon molecule that's bound to a hydrogen. On the very front of that molecule, you have one carbon that's bound to hydrogen on the top, the side, and the bottom, and the next one binds to another carbon, which then binds to a hydrogen and a hydrogen. When you've got a what are you smirking for?
Sounding so cute and smart and stuff.
When you've got a long tail of those, you have a saturated fat. You have an unsaturated fat when you're missing some hydrogen bonds. Now, in the saturated fat category, we've got some that are...
Don't forget to look at our Instagram, friends.
I looked at Instagram. I'm trying to go back and forth here. I've also got a computer screen with questions, so I'm trying to look at 3 different things at once. Anyways, you've got varying lengths of these carbon-hydrogen bond tails, all right? Within the saturated fat, so solid at room temp category, you've got shorter chains that are like butter, for instance. Butter is butyric acid. It's basically going to melt. Like if you hold butter in your hand, it's going to melt. Basically, the shorter that carbon-hydrogen bond tail is, the more likely it's going to melt at lower temperatures. So butter has a very low melting point. Then you've got something like MCT oil, or MCT, which is kind of, most MCTs, like the medium chain triglycerides, what that stands for, you've got that in like coconut oil, for instance. That's got a slightly longer carbon-hydrogen bond than butter. Then if you go down out to like an 18 carbon bond, that is a stearic acid. So that's what the cacao butter in the bricks is. It's stearic acid. It's an 18 chain single hydrogen carbon bond, 18 long. That is a very high melting point. That's why the bricks are shelf stable at room temperature. And those all respond differently in the body than do unsaturated fats. Generally speaking, saturated fats, especially once you become fat adapted, they're a great fuel supply. They're a great energy supply. They absorb pretty slowly. You got medium chain triglycerides that absorb a little bit more quickly because the carbon hydrogen bond tail is shorter. You've got things like the stearic acid that take a little bit longer to absorb. But all in all, saturated fats, once you become fat adapted, are a great energy source. Now, if you go to a monounsaturated fat, for instance, which is like what you see in olive oil and avocado oil, that is basically it's a hydrogen carbon bond in which it's missing some hydrogen atoms. And basically when you're missing those, that makes the tail more flexible. So a monounsaturated fat has one bend in that carbon hydrogen tail. And when you have that one bend, that's why it's called mono, singular. You have olive oil, avocado oil. Those are all pretty good too. Then when you have multiple bends, because you're missing multiple hydrogen connections to those carbon bonds, you have a polyunsaturated fat. The more bends, the more polyunsaturated it is. What?
Just funny question.
Anyways, we'll get to the questions here in a second. But basically, the more blank spaces you have there because you're missing hydrogen carbon bonds, the more volatile that tail is. That's why they're very, especially in the context of heat. This is why polyunsaturated fats, many of them are very reactive. That's why they can be very inflammatory. That's why if you have a whole bunch of heavily processed vegetable oils that are basically multiple bends in that hydrogen carbon tail because there's missing hydrogen spots, then you're going to have a more inflammatory, more highly reactive bond than what you're getting with a saturated fat. That's why you've got to be really careful on types of fats you're consuming, especially in the context of heat. This is why if you're going to eat, which we don't recommend, but if you're going to have a lot of vegetable oils in your diet, again, the stress, we don't recommend that. You want to make sure you're getting them in a dark container, because when you have the vegetable oils in a clear container, just simply the daylight, the heat that is going to absorb more of, is going to make it even more reactive, more inflammatory. Have I gone deep enough into this for now?
Woo, yeah.
Chemistry 101 right here, yo.
Fat, eat it.
Good fat.
Good fat, eat it. Yeah.
And some polyunsaturated fats are really good, like omega-3s and omega-6s in your fish oil. Those are all polyunsaturated fats, but those are good polyunsaturated fats. Just think about that.
Anything else, doctor?
No. Want to get to the questions?
Yeah.
Yay, new shampoo. You betcha, Cheryl. Ellen, why are you on here already? Is she still over there?
Yeah.
What's up, Ellen?
I mean,
Alejandro,
it's past 5.
What's your height, Robert? My height is taller than Crystal, but I am leaning over the computer, and she is not. It
does make me look like I'm a giant.
Yeah, I'm 5'8".
My shoulders are wider. I'm taller.
Shoulders are wider, huh?
Yeah.
No.
When you're leaning forward, it looks like you're just like.
Yeah, it does look pretty crazy.
It looks like I'm a giant.
What do we have on Instagram or Rammer over here?
Never buy oils stored in clear plastic bottles. Get dark. That's funny. I think that must have come before or I don't know when that happened. Is it healthy to have 4 tablespoons of coconut oil per day? I wouldn't suggest.
I think it's fine. I mean, 4 tablespoons. Just make sure it's a good quality coconut oil. Like, you could have poor quality coconut oil, and then kind of going back to what we were saying earlier, don't get them in a plastic container. Another reason you don't want plastic containers is the fat can leach some of the artificial estrogens, phytoestrogens in the plastic into the fat.
I personally would choose to get different types of fats over like 4 tablespoons of coconut oil. I actually don't know the last time I ate coconut oil.
It's been a long time for me too.
Yeah. I just don't ever use it anymore. Sometimes I'll do like MCT or something. But I would definitely mix up your fat sources. Like if that's like the most plain fat you're kind of getting throughout the day, then maybe mix it up. Like, I don't know, some animal fats and some, just mix it up. Have some fun with it.
Bryson, smiley face. Hey, Bryson, I was going to ask you today, man.
Oh, Bryson, what are you doing?
If you're still on here, you want to get some pho tonight? I would totally get some pho.
You going to go without me?
You want some pho?
I have a live at 6.
Well, Bryson and I are going to get some pho without you. We found this really cool, Bryson found this really cool pho place, P-H-O. It's basically a Vietnamese noodle soup, but I get it without the noodles, and they substitute in like cabbage instead. But you can get it with, you'll probably know what pho is, but you can get it with like tripe and a brisket and spleen and tendon and chicken and pork and all kinds of good stuff. It's a good way to get organ meats in, and that's tasty.
Is organic extra virgin in a glass? Oh, it is organic.
Yeah.
It's Lazara CBD.
Yeah, that should be fine.
Other than the pasture ghee in a glass.
Ghee is good too.
Pre-workout meal or post-workout meal? When you're hungry, you should eat. I would choose post-workout meal. We often work out fasted.
We work out in the mornings too, so
yeah.
I don't like to eat before.
If you're gonna have a pre-workout meal, I wouldn't eat it like 2 hours before. I don't know. I just don't like to eat. I don't like to work out with food on my stomach, so I would do post-workout for sure.
Jay Shane, the Keto Road, says Robert's like shoulders wider, huh? Want to get the spray tan on? Jay Shane, deep thoughts. Bryson's down for some pho. Okay, sweet. I still got to run today, so after this live, I'm gonna go for a run, and then we'll get some pho. What's
up? Chilling on my twin bro and I's B-Day. Oh, well, happy birthday.
Well, happy birthday to both of you.
Corey, what are you even doing? Are you in Fayetteville yet?
Who?
Corey.
Oh, what's up, Corey?
No, Corey A1. Waving
what's going on, man? It's pretty cool that he's going to be up there, too.
I know.
Pretty cool.
We have, if you guys have not seen our YouTube video for Monday this last Monday, 2 days ago, you guys should go watch it. It's pretty freaking sweet. There's some really cool workout footage of, well, us, but it's super cool because we did not film it. We did not edit it. We did not upload it. And that's what the video is all about.
Was there a question about that or something?
Nope. I'm just telling people that if they haven't watched it, they should, because it's going to be super cool. Or it was super cool.
We've also got a cool video going out on Friday introducing some other new member of the team. What?
Whoa. Got another new member.
Another new member. And we have 2 more new members that are going to start, but they're not going to start just yet. They're going to start when we move.
Yep.
So lots of
We're super excited about it, and we really want to like introduce you guys. I feel like it's been a while since we've like had you guys back there with the crew and like getting to know them all and stuff. So we'd really like to like incorporate them more as well. But we did introduce one person on Monday. We are introducing another one on this Friday.
Here's a legitimate question. We've done because we've been so crazy busy with just everything else because we've been shorthanded. We haven't done a whole lot of vlogging style content because we've been just super busy. Like when we're stressed out, it's hard to like grab a camera and vlog us being stressed out. But
I'm so stressed I don't have any time. Let me vlog.
Yeah, but I would like to get that kind of stuff on camera. But now we have a media person that could do that. But the question is, because we haven't been doing that, we've been doing more like, straight to the point, AMA style videos, and just like informative style videos, which we'll still do. But I'm curious as to whether or not y'all even liked the vlog style, more personal footage to begin with, or if you prefer it to be more like black and white, straight, narrow, cut to the point. So
I also did a poll on my Instagram, is what it's called, and I asked if people prefer Instagram or prefer YouTube.
But she asked it on Instagram.
Yeah, so people on YouTube or on Instagram, answer right now. Do you prefer to watch things on YouTube or on Instagram? Curious.
Is this a Q&A for them or for us?
Both.
Sunny says, can we fast forward to fall when everyone is moved, please?
Yes, please.
We are definitely ready to be up there in Northwest Arkansas. We're excited about it. It's going to fly by, though. It's going to be super quick.
Also, your profile picture is so cute. I've never seen, well, clearly, I haven't seen your hair that long because well, I haven't known that long. But super cute.
Yeah, it does look
You're always super cute.
Super cute.
You could show how you save time. Do we, though?
We hire people that are better at doing what we were doing.
True. And you also just don't do the normal things that everyone else does.
Yeah.
Like I did do a video. I actually did a video on how to save so much time, and it's called Not Getting Your Hair Done, Not Getting Your Nails Done.
That's the name of the video?
No. That's what you
talked about?
Yeah. Not getting those things done, because guess how much time you save by not going to the salon, not having to drive places, not having to do the upkeep crap that people have to do. That's how I save time.
That's how she does it. Mike says a mix of videos is always best.
I agree with that.
Appreciate the mix. Shannon says YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. That was a very long time ago.
Aw.
I've never had super long hair.
Well.
Vlog also nice to get day-to-days also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I am excited to get more of the vlog style stuff for sure.
Also, shout out to y'all's sincerity in responding to emails. Too sweet, responding to my idea of motivation.
Well, you betcha. We respond to every email. Every single one.
If it takes us a moment to get there.
Yeah.
Love all the content. Stalker videos could be fun.
Stalker videos.
Maybe
videos.
Live is Insta. Vids in YouTube. Oh, lives on the Instagram, videos on the YouTube. I got you.
Did it like default to stalker videos?
I think so.
Stalker
videos could be fun.
That is funny. Well, any more questions, y'all?
Yeah.
We need more questions. Brewing Keto, what's up, man? How is your DSK journey going thus far, brother? By the way, I know I've told you this before, I had you on the podcast, but I can't stress enough how much I appreciate you being as active on the DSK forums as you are. You are a rock star on there, brother. Does not go unnoticed.
Brother.
I had two really good podcasts that I recorded today. Do y'all know who Gwyneth Paltrow is?
Oh my gosh. Robert. I cannot believe Robert did not know who this was.
Yeah. I didn't know who his was. I had to like look her
Gwyneth
up.
Paltrow.
I feel like
how
I've
do
heard
you-
that name before, but I couldn't put a finger on anything that she's done.
Yeah.
But she was in
Oh yeah, you were telling a story.
she was in Iron Man. She was
I don't know
she
if I've
was
seen
the
Iron Man.
yeah, you have to have seen Iron Man. I'm
Have
pretty
I?
sure she was the wife in Iron Man. She
Okay.
was not Iron Woman. She was Iron Man's wife, I believe.
I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah. Gwyneth Paltrow. But anyways, I had a podcast today, not with Gwyneth Paltrow, but with Gwyneth Paltrow's nutritionist. So
It's very exciting. I should listen in a couple weeks it comes out. I gained weight because I had a flare up of Hashimoto's about 2 weeks ago. I think from eating cabbage and kale mix in the pan for a couple of weeks. I forgot it's a goitrogen. Phew. When I read it's low isolate. Low oxalate.
What was the thing? Cabbage?
Cabbage and kale.
Yeah, kale's got some oxalates for sure. The best green from like an oxalate standpoint is probably going to be like a turnip green or like collard greens or chard or something like that. What?
The next thing, he did say stalker. He said blogs feel like sort of stalking to me. Certain people I can watch, others I feel weird.
Hey, you can stalk us anytime, bro. If we're putting out stalking videos, you can watch us.
Goop lady Pepper Potts.
Yeah, Pepper Potts was her name in Iron Man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gwyneth has a candle range that smells like Hervey. #facts. Interesting. I actually forgot that was a thing, but it came out like a year or two ago, right?
That was the name of the candles?
Yes. Yep.
Like that's what she marketed it as?
Yep. Robert's super excited about it.
Wow. That's crazy.
Oh, that's funny.
Mike says, yes, she was an Iron Man. Yeah. See, I thought so.
Funny.
And I don't know who.
Yeah,
I don't know
why
her.
do you not know? How do you not know?
I don't know.
I don't get it.
I'm not in the know, y'all.
Okay, so I think I'm going for 115 plus fat, 135 protein fat.
So I think I'm going for 115 plus fat, 135 protein fat.
You might need to retype that because I'm not sure that it made made sense to my brain. Goitrogen, I cannot pronounce that word.
Suppress the thyroid, so I probably have to go up, but no other variable change. So yeah. That probably was it. I would just switch the types of greens you're doing.
Oh, her company is called Goop.
What's
your favorite source of fat?
Maybe a little biased, but the keto brick's probably going to be favorite source of fat. However, if we're going for more of a single ingredient, then suet is going to be the highest quality source of fat that you would get from a stearic acid standpoint. I'm a big fan of, you just put butter on everything. Heavy cream. We do like heavy cream in our
I am a way more like animal. Like I would much rather get everything from the animal. So like heavy cream, butter, even like lard and things like that. Oh my gosh. Okay. Sunny and Kevin gave us a gift and it was, it's spray duck fat. Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is the best thing I've ever had in my life. It's literally a spray. It's in a spray can and it's just fat and it's the best.
Have you cooked anything with it yet?
Yeah. I've been using it. I spray it on the thing before I put our waffles on there. Or chaffles.
So the chaffle. When was the last time you made me a chaffle?
I don't know.
I could go for another chaffle right now.
Oh, you're gonna get pho tonight.
Oh yeah. Have you not seen Shallow Hal? Hal?
Shallow Hal.
Is that a movie?
Oh yeah, I think I saw that like a really long time ago.
I'm not the greatest when it comes to movies.
That is so funny. I remember that, and I remember it being like the worst movie of all time.
I haven't seen that one.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Should we decrease fat to lose fat while carnivore? Many keto carnivore influencers talk about low fat, high protein to burn fat. Feel tired when I eat 1 gram protein per pound. Desired weight and stomach hurts. All right, so we get this question like every week. We get this question every week.
Every single week, and then we're happy to answer it because there's so many
I need to do like a full blown update video on this question. All right, so. I do not recommend cutting dietary fat when the goal is to burn body fat. There's a lot of different reasons why, but let's just peel the curtain back a little bit. Imagine calories are equated for. Like, it doesn't make sense to not have calories equated for. So let's just say calories are equated for. In one hand, you have high fat, moderate protein, low carb, and in one hand, you have high protein, lower fat, and low carb. Calories are equated for again. Now, if you have calories equated for, you're gonna have a lot more volume food in the high protein hand because there's fewer calories per gram of protein than dietary fat. However, if you're fat adapted, you're getting your energy from the fat. You're not getting energy from protein. You can get energy from protein, but it's not an efficient way to get energy. Gluconeogenesis is effective for what it's there for, but it's not an efficient way to get energy. So you're going to have more energy if you've got more dietary fat. If you got a ton of protein and not very much fat, you're not really going to feel great. This is literally what I left when I was doing the bro dieting bodybuilding approach before I ever went keto. The last thing I want to do is go back to this. That's what I went far away from to build Keto Savage in the first place. I prefer more dietary fat, more energy, which is going to improve my performance, which is going to therefore decrease my body fat. I would rather feel better and lose body fat than feel terrible and lose body fat, personally.
It is very interesting. And I feel like a lot of the people who are promoting a higher protein haven't really been an athlete, haven't really gone through that, or maybe even more just like a bodybuilder style. And so they haven't gone down that path. And I didn't go down that path because I was not doing bodybuilding prior to keto. But Robert had lived that out, and I didn't have to live it to understand what he was talking about. But if you follow any type of bodybuilder, that is exactly what they're doing, especially as they decrease their calories. They become zombie-like. They become they have a lack of energy.
Their hormones drop.
Your hormones get whack. Like, it's been around for a really long time, and people are trying to hype it up as this new thing. But it's not new. It's just
rebranded. They're repackaging it.
Yes.
And they're calling it something different. Now, I will say, I'm going to cut you off.
Yep.
But you don't want to under-consume protein either. Like,
yes,
there is definitely
important.
a camp in the keto space where it's super high fat and not enough protein. You don't want that either.
Right.
Sorry,
I can't type. Yeah, removed mostly veggie. I thinking 115 grams of fat, 135 grams of protein. That's what we're talking about. Look, too much fat, not enough protein. Or too much protein, not enough fat is what I should meant to say.
You keep getting the low fat.
Ours itself.
You keep getting the low fat to lose fat question because so many people are saying low fat to lose weight. Ted Naiman and Rob Wolf. Yeah, and I've had Ted on the podcast, and honestly, I really enjoy the conversation I had with Ted on the podcast. I think there's a lot of stuff that we have in common. And honestly, here's the thing: like, context matters so much here, but nobody wants to take the time to really dive deep into context, and people only just read the bullet point, headliner information, and it's like it's easy to write on a headline. Eat less fat to lose more fat. I mean, it's easy to write that, but context matters so much here. And yes, Ted Naiman has seen success with this. Yes, there's people that have seen success. Bodybuilders have been losing body fat on a very high protein diet for years.
Yeah, you can definitely get goals that way, but are you going to feel better or are you going to feel worse?
Yeah, it's
doing it one way or another way.
Yeah,
you can do it no matter what. You could eat all the carbs in the world, and you could still lose weight. But it doesn't mean that you're doing what's most optimal for your body, what's going to make you feel best. It's a long journey. It's not a quick fix.
And there's some people that do higher protein,
yep,
and lower fat. They feel great. They function great. More power to them. Like, I'm not here to say they're wrong. I'm just here to say that I've done it both ways, and I definitely prefer the higher fat way. I feel better. My hormone functions better. And if I've done it that way with success, and hundreds of my clients have as well, it stands to reason that many more other people could as well.
Yeah. There is no right way. There is no right way ever for anyone. But there are many ways of doing it. And we are just receiving this question because we don't do that approach, that people want to hear the opposing side, which is what people should do. They should hear a bunch of different sides, a bunch of different ways of doing things. and try out what works best. And that's kind of why we start with like the higher fat approach and slowly increasing the protein, so that you can find out for yourself what what fat to protein ratio works best for you, rather than like jumping in, super high fat, or really jumping in super high protein. And so, excuse me, it's just like a slow taper of figuring out what works best for you, rather than saying like, I tried this all of a sudden and I felt horrible. I tried this all of a sudden and I felt horrible. It's just a slow progression, and you can kind of see how your body reacts to it.
Yeah. Higher fat on the plate equals lower fat on the body, from Remaking Grandel. Yeah, I mean, that's what I prefer for sure. Unless you're eating too many calories overall. Yeah, calories are important. Like, calories need to be equated for in the debate between higher, because a lot of times the people in the higher protein camp, lower fat camp, is they're saying, look, all these people that are just eating butter chuggers is what they call them. They're just getting a bunch of extra body fat. They're not really lean, but they're not equating calories. Like, you have to equate calories in order to be able to compare the two different sides of the spectrum.
I don't know what that means, so I'm just gonna keep going. 73-24-3 is my usual fat, protein, carb percentages. That's pretty much mine too, actually.
Yeah, mine's pretty much anywhere from, it depends what I'm doing. Like, if I'm in a building phase, I'm probably more towards the 70 to 73%. If I'm in a cutting phase, I'm usually a little bit higher on that percentage. Just depends on where I'm at with the calories and what my overall goal is. So yeah. I still got to run, ladies and gents. I'm going to go for a run so that I can go get some pho with my good friend Bryson Dela Cruz. So we need a question for next week, though.
Oh, question for next week.
We need a question for next week. Will somebody please submit a question for next week? And we will answer said question next week. I feel like nobody wants to submit a question because they don't want to have to wait a week for it to be answered.
We're not answering any more questions until next week.
But we need a question. Sunny, ask us a question, Sunny. Sunny, ask us a question. Funny. She's on YouTube and Instagram.
She's just jumping.
She's all over the place. All over the place. Have you eaten yet tonight?
I need to eat more food.
You need more food. We need a question, though. We're going to have to sign off if nobody submits us a question.
How to eat for CrossFit.
I would eat the same way for CrossFit as I would for any other sport. You know, like, I don't really change up the type of nutrition based off of the type of sport. A lot of people try and change everything. Like, they'll try and change their training type when they're in a cutting phase versus a building phase. Like, I don't really change my training that much. I add more cardio.
Yeah. If you're going to be doing CrossFit, bodybuilding, powerlifting, whatever, you eat fat so that you can have energy to do your exercise. You eat protein to build the muscle within that exercise. A lot of
we just got questions. We're answering questions here. So we got.
Let me just answer this.
Okay.
So a lot of people who are doing CrossFit or whatever, they're like, yeah, but it's like, I'm doing so much more volume. I'm doing this or that, and I'm running from this place to this place to this place. If you're eating an adequate amount of fat throughout the days and the weeks and all of that, then you won't need carb ups, and you don't need a super high amount of protein. You need the fat to give you the energy. You need the protein to build your muscles and recover. So that's kind of my on CrossFit and bodybuilding and all the things.
All right. So, wow.
Okay.
Sunny took us seriously, and she submitted like 10 questions.
Oh, my. Okay, good. Take a picture.
But Mike Rayburn sent one here too, and he's talking about like stress, how to deal with stress and hard times, like in the pandemic, traveling with keto tips, and we got Sunny saying meal prepping. So it seems like we have a couple different meal prepping and stress, and then carnivore. So meal prepping, how to deal with stress, and then our take on carnivore, and we'll bundle all that into one big question.
That sounds like a bad idea.
We got it. All right. Appreciate y'all. Take care. Toodaloo. Love y'all. See you next time. Adios.